All right, so we're starting our third unit in geometry, and this unit is going to be all about lines, parallel lines, perpendicular lines, so things you've heard before, but we're going to look at them a little bit differently. First, we're going to start out with some vocabulary, words you need to know, and some of them, like I said, you've already heard. So parallel lines are lines that are coplanar and do not intersect. So if we look over here at this 3D picture, imagine that this cube is like 6 planes. So this front square here, this is a plane. This back square here, that's a plane. And every part of this cube, every side of it, every face of it is a plane. And so we're going to write down a couple examples of some parallel lines. Remember, it says they have to be coplanar and they do not intersect. So if we pick, for example, line EG. Well, line EG is right here, and it's part of the plane that is this front square, but it's also a part of this plane that is this left side square. So we could pull lines out of either one of those to be coplanar with EG. So an example here would be this line, line FH. So we would say that line EG is parallel to line FH. And when you write that slanted, kind of 2 parallel lines, that's your symbol for parallel. So another example along the back side, we could say that line AB is parallel to line EF right across the top. So those are parallel lines. Our next type of lines are lines that intersect at 90-degree angles. So you remember those are perpendicular lines. And if we look over at the picture, a couple examples of those. Perpendicular lines would be EG and GH, right? So we can say that EG is perpendicular to GH. And again, there's lots of them in here, so another thing that we could say is that AB is perpendicular to BF, right? Because it's a square, so we know that that's a right angle even though it doesn't show it. So we say AB is perpendicular to BF. Okay, there's some other kind of lines that we need to talk about. Okay, there's lines that are not coplanar. They are not parallel, and they do not intersect. And I told you what these are called earlier this year already, so see if you remember. These are called skew lines. And if we look up at our picture, an example of some skew lines would be line EG. And now we need a line that's not parallel to it, not coplanar to it, and doesn't intersect with it. So this line up here, BF, so we could say that EG, line EG, and line BF are skew. You see they're not in the same plane, they don't intersect, and they're also not parallel. And the last thing that we're going to talk about real quick are planes that don't intersect. So maybe you can guess that those would be called parallel planes. So an example would be plane EGC. So plane EGC. So if we were going to color that in, that would be this side over here, right? So that plane is parallel to what plane? Okay, I'm going to use the letters FHW, and I'm talking about this plane over here. So think about parallel planes as the sides of a box, or the top and the bottom of a box, the front and the back, however you need to think about it. But parallel planes are planes that do not intersect. So again, we've got another picture here of some planes, and you can think of these plane cards stacked together as a bunch of different planes stacked on top of each other. And we're asked to identify the following. So a pair of parallel segments. Well, SP and RQ, so SP parallel to RQ, Those are some parallel planes. Parallel segments, sorry. Okay, so skew segments. Let's stick with SP since we've already found it. So now we need one that doesn't intersect it, is not in the same plane, and is not parallel to it. So this one back here is a good one, right? Meets all those criteria. So SP and QL are skew. So now let's look for a pair of perpendicular segments. And I'm going to stick with SP since we found it. It's easy to find right there. So SP and PQ, right? Those would be perpendicular. So SP is perpendicular to PQ. And the last thing we're going to find is a set of parallel planes. So let's go with our bottom plane, SRQ. So that's this whole bottom down here. So what is it parallel to? Well, it's parallel to this top plane. So if we're going to say what it is, we would say plane SRQ is parallel to plane, and you just need to pick 3 letters in that plane that are not all on the same line together. So N, M, L. There's N, M, L. So easy enough. Now we need to learn some more words, and these will be new words, so pay careful attention and make sure that you know these for the next test, because these are more examples of words, definitions that you need to know. What we're doing today are going to be definitions. So the first word is a transversal. Okay, and that's a line that intersects 2 coplanar lines at 2 different points. So in this picture here, that's this one. This line intersects these 2 lines at 2 different points. Okay, so line T is the transversal. And the transversal T and the other 2 lines together form 8 different angles. Okay, so when you draw 2 lines and you draw another line through them like that, you've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 angles. And we're going to get used to working with this picture. The 8 angles are located in different places, and we're going to talk about where they're located and what they're called. The first type that we're going to talk about are corresponding angles. Okay, corresponding angles lie on the same side of the transversal, so they're either all on this side or they're all on this side, right? And they're on the same side of lines R and S. So if I take a look at angle 1, which is right here, and I look for another line that's on the same side of the transversal, so that means it's got to be on this side, and it's on the same side of lines R and S. So this is on top of line R, and this angle right here is on top of line S. So we're looking for the angle that's on the left side of the transversal and on the top of each of the 2 lines. So angle 1 and angle 5 are corresponding angles. It doesn't mean they're the same, it just means that they're in the same position. And if we go around here, we can see that angle 2 and angle 6 are in the same place. So angle 2 and angle 6. We can see angle 3 and angle 7. And the last one, angle 4 and angle 8. Okay, those are called corresponding angles. They're in the same position. The next type of angle that we're going to talk about is called alternate interior angles. Okay, so if we look at our picture, alternate interior angles are non-adjacent interior angles. So if we look at our picture, interior means between the 2 lines, exterior means outside of the 2 lines. So non-adjacent interior angles. So if I look at angle 3, Angle 4 is adjacent to it, so it's not that one. Okay, so non-adjacent interior angles that lie on opposite sides of the transversal. Well, angle 5 is on the same side, so it's not that one. So angle 3 and angle 6 are alternate interior angles. So angle 3 and angle 6. And also angle 4 and angle 5, because they're on alternate sides of the transversal, they're non-adjacent, and they're on the interior. So angle 4 and angle 5. Okay, our next type of angles are called alternate exterior angles. Okay, so as you may guess, they're exactly like alternate interior, except they're on the exterior. So they're non-adjacent, they're exterior, and they're on opposite sides of the transversal. So let's go to angle 1. Well, angle 2 is not non-adjacent, so it's not angle 2. Angle 7 is not on an opposite side of the transversal, so it's not that. So angle 1 and angle 8 are called alternate exterior angles because they're on alternate sides of the transversal and they're on the exterior of the two lines. So angle 1 and angle 8. And then we also have angle 2 and angle 7. So angle 2, angle 7. All right, so this unit is very vocabulary heavy. You gotta know what these words say and what they mean. All right, next one we're gonna move on to is called same side interior angles. Okay, and these are interior angles on the same side of the transversal. So I go up to my interior angles, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and I'm gonna start with 3. Well, interior angles, so that's 3, 4, 5, or 6, on the same side of the transversal. Remember, T is the transversal. So 3 and 5 are on the same side. So it's angle 3 and angle 5. And then vice versa, like we've been doing, angle 4 and angle 6 are also same side interior angles. And I bet you can guess what the last one's going to be called. They're going to be called same side exterior angles. So we look back up at our picture and we're looking for exterior angles on the same side of the transversal. So start with angle 1, that's an exterior angle. Angle 2 is on the wrong side of the transversal, so the only other one is angle 7. So angle 1 and angle 7 are same side exterior angles. And just like we've had, angle 2 and angle 8 are also same side exterior angles. So it's very important that you know these names.